So I've put a smart shirt on, I've put a little something in my drink, because we're celebrating today. Ross Goodall has hit 1,000 subscribers, and today I'm here to do my video for his contest. So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Cheers, hope you're all having a good one. It's Friday, it's finally the weekend. I feel like I've had a very long week, so yeah, very pleased it's the weekend. But anyway, as I say, smart shirt, it's really baggy. I haven't worn this one in like 2 years, and Jesus, I could have picked a better one, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, we are here today to make a contest entry for the one and only Ross Goodall. So Ross is one of my closest friends here that I've met in the VC, in this little vinyl thing that's been going around for the last 5 to 10 years here on YouTube. He's a fantastic friend of mine, fantastic. To be honest, Ross, I thought you'd already hit 1,000 subscribers. I was shocked to see that you've only just hit it. You deserve it. You deserve so much more than that. You're going to get more than that, you know, 100%. Keep making videos, which I'm sure you're planning to. We all know you're going to get there because you've got a fantastic channel, incredible channel. For anyone who hasn't checked out his channel, make sure you do it. There's a link in the description below, so make sure you go hit that link, hit that subscribe button to his channel, hit the alert button so you're always seeing his videos. Me and Ross have very similar taste in music. He likes anything from the classic rock, so some progressive rock, some great 80s music, and a few new bands as well, kind of similar to me. So he's got fantastic taste, fantastic channel, fantastic everything. Go check him out. But yeah, the contest is your fantasy festival. So you could pick 5 to 10 artists of your choice for your own personal fantasy festival, which I really liked. I thought it was a really clever idea. The exceptions were the people had to be alive. So, like, no John Lennon, no David Bowie, no Tom Petty, none of that. Can't have none of it. They're all gone, unfortunately, so we can't have them. So you got to pick people that are alive. Or they don't necessarily have to be together, like Ross said. You could pick ABBA if you wanted. I mean, they technically are kind of getting back together anyway, but, like, not really at the same time. But anyway, you could pick ABBA if you wanted. So stuff like that. So I thought it was a really, really cool idea for a contest. So here we go. I've gone full in at 8. I haven't got a theme. I noticed a few people have gone for themes, like Animated Heaven. I haven't really gone for a theme here because I've got a modern band in here. I've got some blues people. I've got a reunion. I've got classic rock. I've got a little bit of everything. So there's no theme here. If I was going to a festival, this is what I think would be the perfect lineup for me personally of the musicians who are alive on this planet today. I think. You watch, I'll stop recording this. They go, shit, I missed that one. But anyway, let's get started. And these are in an order, though. This is the order I want them to perform in. So, first up is Jeff Lindsay LO. Jeff Lindsay LO, fantastic. Love him. Great. Great band. Jeff's great. Why do I want Jeff to open? Because I want him to open with Tightrope. I feel that is not only the perfect album opener, but when I did see him live and he opened his concert with Tightrope, I was transcended into this musical brilliancy. It's an incredible song, and it's the best opener ever for anything ever. I love it so much. Well, that and The Greatest Show. I got a real soft spot for that song. But it's a fantastic, fantastic song. And then, of course, he'd have to follow it up, because I take it every musician's only getting about 5 songs here. Like, All Over the World has got to be there as well. Mr. Blue Sky, Telephone Line, and Living Thing, I would probably say from Jeff. It's kind of funny, though, because this particular live album I'm holding up, he doesn't even open it with Tightrope. I don't even know if he does Tightrope on here. He doesn't. So, yeah, not the best record to hold up while talking about Tightrope. But anyway, Jeff Lindsay LO would open it for me. And then we're going to go further back in time to even more old school. And this is probably as old school as it's going to get here. Everything after this one, it kind of picks back up into the more modern sounding music. Eric Clapton, who I absolutely adore. He's one of my favourite musicians because he's so consistent at putting great music out and covering fantastic blues songs and bringing them to a new generation of people like me. So yeah, I think Eric would have to come out, but I'd really like him to not only just do a couple classic blues numbers. Like, I'm guessing, you know, he'd probably want to do Key to the Highway, Little Queen of Spades. But I'd love it if he done, like, trying to think, like maybe My Father's Eyes or something like that. Of course, he'd do Layla. But yeah, Eric's great. Eric would be like the really classy musician out of my artists who I've got here. I'd have to have Eric there. Pulling it back, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who's going to mention this artist, Ross, for your fantasy festival. And I'd have this guy follow Eric up because he is a modern young Eric with a bit more rocking and a bit more oomph to him. And that is Joe Bonamassa, which I really think you'd like, to be honest, Ross. I'm surprised you haven't checked Joe out yet, or if you have, why you haven't started buying his records yet. I must recommend Blues of Desperation to you, Ross. Honestly, it's an album I think you'd really dig. Once you get past the first song, this train is not a bit too repetitive for my liking, and I think it might be for you too. But anyway, Joe Bonamassa is fantastic. You know, as I say, he is a modern sounding Eric. I think, again, he's just so fun and energetic. He's really rocking. He can get the crowd going easy. What songs would I want him to do? I don't really know, to be honest. I'd hope he'd do a lot of songs off Driving Towards Daylight and Blues of Desperation, because they're my two favourite albums of his, and they're his two most recent-ish albums. There's one in the middle called Different Shades of Blue, but we don't talk about that one much. And then we're going to go as modern as we're getting here. Got to have a modern artist there, I think, just to balance out the music. I like a lot of variety, so I feel like we've gone from really old school to from Clapton. Now we're going to go pretty new school to Coldplay. Coldplay, I haven't seen them live. I do want to see them live, hopefully one day. But there's a few musicians who I want to see a bit more than Coldplay at the minute. So Coldplay, not a massive priority at the minute for me to see live, but I really do want to see them live because I hear they're incredible. They get the crowd going. I think it was their X and Y tour. Everyone got a coloured band and everyone would hold it up in the air and the whole stage would just glow. And Chris Martin jumps around the stage like a madman. Fantastic. I'd have to have Coldplay there. I would just want Coldplay to do their classics. You know, they'd have to do Paradise, Clocks, The Scientist, A Head Full of Dreams, you know, just the stuff you'd expect. And then I think this is a pretty good one because it's kind of, because now we're going back to some old schoolish musicians. And I think this guy here is the perfect blend of old but still sounding modern. Billy Joel, I think it's a great spot for him to come on after Coldplay because he can still keep the crowds going. You know, Uptown Girl's probably the best one to get people going. Personally, not me. I don't know what I mean, I love a lot of Billy Joel's later stuff, like the Downstairs Alexa, We Didn't Start the Fire, That's Not Her Style, River of Dreams, Shades of Grey. But then I also love the really early stuff, like Piano Man, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Say Goodbye to Hollywood. The middle stuff, like, you know, Uptown Ghetto, doesn't do as much for me from Billy. But he's a fantastic musician, and again, I think he'd have to be there, because while the man doesn't put albums out anymore, he is still kicking and rocking in concert, and he sounds fantastic. Guilty pleasure of mine here. I'd have Madness on next. Madness are really fun. I loved them at the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. They were the best part. I was watching it for Paul McCartney and found myself very disappointed with Paul McCartney, actually, in that particular performance. But right before Paul McCartney, Madness were on top of Buckingham Palace, absolutely smashing it, and they look like they're having a great time. Really fun, typical British bands. They are the ultimate British band. Madness, fantastic. Speaking of Paul McCartney is my number 7. I was going to put McCartney last, because he always closes stuff. He closed the Diamond Jubilee. He somewhat closed the Olympics 2012 London opening ceremony concert. You know, he always kind of closes because he's kind of like always the biggest name. But the next one is a bigger name, and it makes more sense to go last. But anyway, we're gonna. So yeah, Paul, you know, again, Full Out Madness again. You'd have to do Live and Let Die because he gets the fireworks on, everyone gets going, and then I don't know what I'd want him to do. I think I'd want him to be a bit creative. He always works best live when he's been a bit creative. So, Paul. And then because this band based themselves so heavily on Paul McCartney and the Beatles and John Lennon, and because it'd be a reunion, I think Paul would be perfect to say, and back together for the first time, and then out comes Liam and Noel Gallagher, Oasis, first time back together. I was going to put Noel Gallagher in this list, Ross, and not Liam, because I'm more of a Noel fan. But then all of a sudden I realised, well, they're both still alive. Why not just get them back together? They can dip into Oasis songs, they can do a couple Liam songs, and then a couple Noel songs. It would be incredible. So yeah, Oasis closing. Incredible band. Again, what songs would I want them to do? I think Oasis, they'd have to do the classics. I'd love them to do Don't Look Back in Anger. And I don't know what other one I'd have them do. Maybe Cigarettes and Alcohol. Liam, I love the track Wall of Glass. Noel, pretty much any of the popular ones. I love In the Heat in a Moment, The Death of You and Me, Holy Mountain, you know, all that stuff. Fantastic. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Ross, good luck with your contest, buddy. You deserve it. You deserve everything you're getting and more. If you haven't done a video entry for Ross, make sure you do it. If you haven't checked out his channel, make sure you do it. Just do it, do it, do it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on mine and Ross's channel. Please hit that like button and leave me a comment on what your fancy festival is going to be. If you're not going to enter Ross's contest, if you're going to enter Ross's contest, then don't tell me in the comments, just make your video. But if you're not going to enter the contest, let me know in the description below, because I'll be interested to hear what your fancy festival would turn out like. Always interested. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow